on this soul train. You thought the darkness was your ally. You merely adopted it. I was born from it, so I don't run from it. Cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
I'm telling these tears going far away, far away. Oh, the last one burning to the flame. Freedom, freedom, freedom.
Hey y'all, it's your favorite black ass cousin back for another episode of the official Conscious Kingdom podcast. This is another episode of Freedom. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already, do me a huge favor and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That keeps this thing going, and we can use all the support that we can get. So thank you for the continued support. If this is your first time listening, this is powered by Conscious Kingdom, and you can find out more about the brand at shopconsciouskingdom.com. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this week we are actually going to dive into the inbox, honey. Yes. So this is a segment we call Cousin's Couch. So the way that it works, if you have an issue, you would like some advice, you have questions, you can email us at our email account, which is freedompodcast@gmail.com. And you can tell us whatever you want, a third opinion, an outside opinion on. It's completely anonymous, and we'll read it here on air, and I'll give you some feedback. And let's see what we have first. All right. So this one is about two women in a friendship, okay? So it says, hey, cousin. Hey, cousin. So I am a pro-black biracial woman, and my best friend happens to be white. And she said in parentheses, I only shop at Target and IKEA white. She is very supportive and hardworking. However, there is one trait that she has that really makes me not want to be her friend, and I don't know if I'm reaching or not. Please help. She only likes black men. Will not date any other race. She goes after the stereotypical black men at that. She doesn't comment too much on what's going on in the world either. I haven't seen her say anything about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or post Black Lives Matter. I feel as though she fetishizes, I struggle with that word, fetishizes black men. It's not a genuine attraction. I'm married to a black man, and this really gets to me. She's the type to get drunk in the club or at the bar and try to touch a black man's hair. And she said in parentheses, in caps, that's a no-no. Part of me wants to drop her because I don't stand for that. But at the same time, is her love life any of my business? She's one of the closest friends that I have. Am I tripping? Let me know what you think, cousin, and keep doing what you're doing. Oh, well, thank you. I will. But cousin. Okay, so when it comes to interracial dating, for me, as a true pro-black woman, people are going to date who they want to date. I don't really get into that argument anymore. I used to very early on with my wokeness, if you will. When I first tapped into my black consciousness, I used to have that argument quite often. But once I realized how counterproductive it was, I stopped. At the end of the day, people are going to date who they want to date. And now when it comes to being pro-black, you have to know that being with someone outside of your race doesn't fall into that realm. Meaning, people can date whoever they would like to date, but if you marry a non-black person, you are taking your wealth, your resources, your legacy, anything that you build will be split with someone that happens to be non-black. So you say that you are pro-black and you are married to a black man, and that's beautiful. But in these moments too, it also calls for, if you're going to have someone that's very close in your circle, you literally said she's one of your best friends. This is something that should have been addressed. You should have, a long time ago addressed this with her. Because again, I don't care who people date, but at the same time, you can't be intimate with a black man, but then don't see his value enough to feel like you need to speak up in his defense. That's the thing too with having non-black friends? Are they really your friends if y'all aren't discussing true topics? Like anybody, any adult would love to have another adult that they can just have a good time with, drinks and party and da 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 da. Like we all have friends that fit in those categories. But when race is involved and the current climate that we're in this world, you got to pick a side, sis. Meaning you and her both. You said that your side is that you're pro-black and you're married to a black man and that's important to you. So having people in your life where you know exactly where they stand needs to be important as well. And if you talk to her and she's leaning more into I don't see color, that's a red flag. See our color, know our worth. Or she could just be like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to seem like the white girl that's speaking out of turn. Let her know this is the time to speak up. You can't pick a side, honey. Pick a side and stay there. In the words of Jessica Dime. I hope that helped, cousin. Let's go to the next letter. All right, next up on Cousin's Couch. Again, this is an unbiased, completely anonymous way for you to just write into us, write into the email, and then we read your letters out loud on the show, and I just give some advice. So let's see what we got next. Hey, cousin. Hey, cousin. I'm reaching out because I need some business advice. All right, y'all know I am the owner and founder of Conscious Kingdom that powers this podcast, so let's see what she has to say. How do you deal with running a business and family always wanting to get free products that you create? Ooh. I thought my friends would be the ones to do that, but it's actually my family way more. And when I say family, I mean family, like my mother and my brother, in a very demanding way. My mom has a business and I support her business 100%. And I pay full price for everything in every business I support because that's my nature and that's how I am. What's some policies that I need to put in place when it comes to my family? My products aren't cheap at all to make or to package, so I can't just be giving them away and not affect my profit margins. Any tips you have would be great. Thanks in advance. Love you, cousin. And I really enjoy Mondays with Monty. Aw, thank you. All right, so when it comes to family, the thing about it is you just have to put your foot down. And unilateral, like across the board, it has to be the same. Everyone has to pay the price. It doesn't mean you love them less. It doesn't mean like they're not special or important to you, but you are running a business. This isn't a hobby for you. I'm not sure what your business is. I wish you would have put that in there so I could support. But yeah, you said, what you do isn't cheap to make or to package. Especially prices are going up on everything right now. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. Like we all need as much financial support or, income that we can get right now. So, I get it. Family often feels entitled, but just have that conversation with them and make it across the board so no one feels like there's special treatment or, you're kind of shitting on them or anything like that. Like, so that means, if you have a man, you can't be giving your man free stuff. You can't be giving your friends free stuff if your mom can't get it and your brother can't get it. Like, really look at really put that boundary in place for one. And for two, I'm going to tell you something that one of my business mentors told me. Stop looking at your brand as a hustle. This is not a hustle. It is not a side hustle. It is not a hobby. You have a business. Again, you said whatever you do is expensive to make and to package. So clearly you have something of value that you're providing to the world. Meaning you have to invest in that to be able to even market it and provide it to the world. So don't let anyone make you feel bad for putting your foot down. And it'll be rough initially, but stand firm in your no. And even if you have to, do it with the I love you, mom, but like that's fine. But you can't do that when it comes to business because then it just creates too murky of a mess. seriously, cousin. Like, you start with one thing, then it's gonna be, oh, I want this. I want to get my boyfriend this. I want to get this from my cousin. Like, it just turns into too much. And one thing that I will say, if you have a heart like me, what I do often for my brand, if I have an influx or something, I have any extras, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, you know, I make shirts that say Black Love. If it's an anniversary for a family member, I'll make them shirts. But that's me deciding that I'm going to do that. You are not obligated to do that just because they're family. You are a business woman and do what makes sense for your business. But yeah, if you ever have if you ever have an influx or something, or do a free giveaway, you know, have your family participate in your giveaways online. You know, if you have a Instagram campaign, send them the link and be like, hey, if you're interested in this, we're giving it away for free. If you do XYZ, you know what I'm saying? I really hope that helped, cousin. Keep me posted and send an update. All right, so let's see what else we have in cousin's couch. All right. Hey, cousin, I'm hoping that you can give me some honest advice and not judge me. Okay. Okay. I'm on another popular group's page while scrolling at work when I know I should be working, but ... There was a post that said, comment a picture of the man you last had sex with. I posted a picture of my husband, as I should. That's my man, in all caps. After I did that, a female messaged me in my DMs, in parentheses, after laughing at the picture I posted, ? Before reading the DM, though, of course I asked my husband if he knew the girl or why she would be messaging me. His response initially was no. However, later, he says that she tried offering him sex, but he rejected the offer. Long story short, she makes extra money by providing sex and or oral sex to men. She is claiming that my husband has been with her and several of his friends have too. She didn't come with receipts, but she knew his number. She knew about flaws in our marriage, and she gave me her business number, and I looked on Sprint, and it is on the phone bill. This girl is very messy, but my husband is no angel. In parentheses, attention-seeking tendencies in the past. We've been together for 9 years and married for 5. It's not easy to get up and walk away. What are your thoughts, cousin? Please don't judge me. I just need someone to be real with me. Okay, cousin. Get off of whatever group or whatever you're in, because clearly that group is very messy. Comment a picture of the last person you had sex with. That seems really, really messy. But sometimes things happen to reveal the truth to you. I find it very weird that you said she didn't have any receipts, and you called her messy, and you downplayed your man's issues while highlighting hers. I thought that definitely speaks volumes. But how can you say she doesn't have receipts and then you provided her receipts? If she knows things about your marriage and her number is listed on the Sprint call log or your phone bill, I unfortunately don't think that your husband's being honest. He may not have had sex with her, but he's done something to entertain her, and in turn has put you in a place where you're embarrassed and you're hurt. There's always more to the story, and I think that y'all kind of need to figure that out. You are married, so I'm not just going to be like, girl, leave him, but some work needs to be done. Because again, I don't know if he had sex with her or not. Maybe she was on the phone bill because he was trying to set up the sex. I'm not sure. But this is very messy, and I know that it was probably hurtful for you, but you definitely need to, there needs to be you need to reprimand him for this, because this is not okay. And talk to someone. Talk to a therapist. Maybe you guys could do some therapy, a brief separation of sorts, but figure out what the root of this is, because You said that he has attention-seeking tendencies. That's usually rooted in deeper issues. Maybe he has some trauma from his childhood, or maybe he doesn't have the amount of confidence or really in tune with his self-worth. But the fact that you say he's no angel and he has attention-seeking tendencies, is this something that you think he would do? Is this something that he's done in the past? I wouldn't really indict this woman too much. I mean, it's your marriage. It's not really her. Like, you can't keep saying, oh, sis is messy and she's that type of girl and da-da-da-da. Regardless of anything, she sounds like a sex worker. She's just doing her job, essentially. But your husband brought this into your marriage, so this is something that you guys need to work on. No level of me being real with you can prove that for you, cousin. I think that you gotta really find out what the root of this is, and whatever the root may be, is it something that can withstand this marriage? But he's not being honest. That's all I can say, cousin. Get to the bottom of it. I don't know. All right, so let's dive into another cousin's couch letter and see what's going on. All right. Hey, cousin. Hey, cousin. Okay. I'm going to kind of go through this one because a lot of it is just, I love you. I've seen your journey, and I appreciate all of that. And I've read it. cousin, but I won't put this on this show. But okay. I'm writing because shit has been so real in this quarantine. I definitely agree with that. So because of COVID, I unfortunately was furloughed and I ended up losing my apartment. After losing my apartment, I moved in with a woman who is like my sister, in parentheses, blood damn near couldn't make us any closer. When I moved in, it was just me and her initially, and her actual sister would come over from time to time. Well, because of COVID, she's been doing online dating, and she happened to match with her ex. They are now back together, and it's been me, her, and him in the house during the entire lockdown. What she doesn't know is that while she's been at work, me and her ex, now turned her current man, have been fucking almost constantly every time she leaves the house. Sorry. Girl, what? Okay. I'm sorry. No judgment, cousin. No judgment. We've been fucking constantly when she leaves the house. Initially, I thought it was just sexual frustration because I have been really careful because of COVID. I don't want to go out and touch any of these niggas. Laugh out loud. I thought that turning to him was just a quick fix, but now he is saying he wants to get me pregnant. He wants to be with me, and we should just tell her because he isn't really feeling the relationship with her anymore. Because according to him, our sex is more fulfilling for him. I don't want to lose my friend. I don't want to lose this sex. I also don't want to lose my home. Laugh out loud. Please tell me what you would do. At the end of the day, it's going to be us three in this house. So either one of us has to tell the truth, keep the lie going, or one has to leave. Let me know what you think, cousin. I really hope you're not judging. Thanks so much. Okay, so you are in the wrong. Sorry, cousin, you cannot fuck your best friend's man in her house. If she was in a position to help you and you're taking advantage of that and doing something that you know will hurt her, that you're fully aware of, nah. And, if she does find out about this and decides to end the friendship with you and the relationship with him, she has every right to do that, because you can't hurt someone and then tell them how to react. I feel like you wrote this in because it's like, oh, if I tell her, then what? Like you even said, I don't want to lose my home, laugh out loud. That's her home. And you're doing something that will blatantly hurt her. So you can't control what her response will be to your very malicious actions. But you do need to come out with the truth. She needs to know, and you should prepare to find another living arrangement. I know it's hard out here. I'm sorry that you were furloughed. COVID has been crazy as hell. But you also aren't thinking in a way that will even protect yourself if he was worth that risk. And if y'all are so into each other, then after she ends this relationship and this friendship, which will probably happen, why don't you move in with him? What's going on with him? He don't seem like a good catch to me anyway, cousin, if he doing all this and carrying on. I don't know. I'm not judging you, though, but prepare yourself, because I don't think that you're going to get the reaction that you're expecting. She may have been sweet enough to let you move in, but she also might cut your ass off when she found out what you've been doing. So, good luck. All right, so y'all tune in. This one is for all my mothers out there. I'm going to need y'all advice, but I'm going to give my unbiased advice, of course, because this is #Cousin Couch, and y'all know I'm going to keep it real. Hey, cousin, I need advice/help. I have been struggling with my 10-year-old daughter for a while now. She has a terrible attitude and is beginning to talk back more than usual. Yesterday, I caught her watching porn on her phone. When I asked her who told her about the particular website, she said some girls were talking about it at school and she had it written down. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So basically, they had talked about this in school, like back during the school year. And I guess now that she's at home with a little more time, she wrote the website down and got curious. So that's what her mom called her. Okay. Because, well, yeah, it was like a whole paragraph. But okay. When I picked up my phone to place a phone call, my daughter proceeded to wrestle with me until she took my phone and ran in her room to lock the door. She then screamed she hates me and she wishes that I wasn't her mother. What do I do? I know she may need counseling, but what is the appropriate thing to do for her? Wow, okay, and she's 10. Yeah, definitely counseling and really see what the root of this is. Definitely talk to her and see what's going on, and just ask her mom, really look back into when this all started. I know it's really difficult right now with being locked up in the house with these kids, and it's a lot of emotions and a lot of hormones and a lot of things. I mean, COVID is affecting them too. The quarantine is affecting the kids too, but you didn't really say specifically when all of this started. Was all of this going on prior to the shutdown, or did this all kind of start with you guys having to be kind of locked in the house together? Definitely counseling though, because I want to just chalk it all up to puberty, but at the same time, there needs to be some boundaries and everything put into place. And just the dialogue, really talk to her. I think that there should be some discipline in place though, because she should not be wrestling you at all. So there does need to be some sort of consequences behind that. And, I'm not like most black people, like, oh, spank her or whatever. It doesn't work for every child. These kids nowadays are different child. So really find something that affects her, which might be her phone, which might be, access to her little friends or access to her favorite game, or you got to know what's going to be impactful to get to really spark some change in her. I don't think she needs to have the phone. Not because of the porn, but because of the porn, but also because of her actions. You said, even before that, you said she's been yelling at you and all of that. But once you really get to the root of the disrespectful behavior, I think that leaves a space to really talk about the sex. I mean, she's looking at porn. Was that out of boredom because she's been locked in the house, or see who she's texting? Did she start texting a little boy and they were talking about sexual things? Like, I think that there's so much to explore here. Punishment and the spanking isn't the first thing to go to here. I think this is a moment to talk and really see what's going on with her and do your due diligence as a mother. Really go through that phone, see what she got going on in there. That's the thing about this technology. The kids are wrapped into it, but as parents, don't forget your power. You are paying that bill, so you have access to it. You can request call logs. You can pull up text messages. And then, once from there, you really figure out what's really going on. You can set those standards. You can have parental locks. And if she's curious about sex, really talk to her about what that means. Having curiosity about sex is going to happen as she gets into her teens and preteens, but let her know the porn is what's inappropriate. But don't shun her for the curiosity about sex. Because again, once you work through the other problems, that could still be there. There could be, a boy or something that's introducing this to her. And this could be a time for you to have that conversation. So overall, cousin, y'all just need to talk and figure this thing out. Because, yeah. All right, so let's dive into one last letter for Cousin's Couch. Okay, cousin, I need your advice. Next month will be a year me and my boyfriend have been together. He has all the qualities I've been wanting in a man. Like, for real, that's my bestie, no lie, cousin. He's been here with me before I started my business, and now my business has grown so much. Like, I'm so blessed. Shit just keeps getting better and better for me, and it's been constant growth. Him, on the other hand, when I met him, he was a working man, and I was so happy to finally date a different kind of man than my usual. Street dude and drug dealer. Y'all crazy. It's a street dude and drug dealer. You know they be putting it down. Cousin. Okay. But, okay, back to her current dude. He's been doing electric work for years and making about $16 an hour. He always sold a little weed on the side, but nothing major. And I was okay with that because he was working full time doing his electric work. Out of nowhere, when it got cold, his ass quit and became a full-time drug dealer. He kept saying, you don't know how it is having to work outside in the cold. I'm making one day selling weed way more than my paycheck be, blah, blah, blah. I keep encouraging him to go back to work, but he wasn't with it. Now he has went from not only weed, but perks, coke, and crack. This nigga done lost his mind and does not want to work at all. Especially because he see me being such a boss. I think he feels it's beneath him to work because I make so much more from my business and not working a 9 to 5 no more. I feel like maybe he's trying to keep up with me when he don't have to. I don't give a damn about how good his money is. I want him to have an honest living. I have so much money saved every day. I'm asking him, what does he want to do so I can help him make legal money? Invest in him, open a business, learn a trade, something. He doesn't have a felony or anything, and he has this mentality that if he gets a job, he's going to be making pennies when we both know that is not true. I know plenty of successful black men. It saddens me that he doesn't see more for himself and doesn't want more for himself, but I can't fix it just by wanting it for him. I don't want to leave him, but I think I'm going to have to. I don't want this lifestyle. This money is good, and he treats me great, like for real. That's my bestie cousin. But my trap queen days are over. I have too much to lose for him to continue this lifestyle. What would you do, cousin? You being a trap queen or you out of there? Let me know. Okay, girl. So, yeah. It's no longevity in the drug thing. But first of all, shout out to you for starting your business and growing it the way that you have. Yes, cousin. I wish you would tell, if y'all are writing in about your businesses, tell me what it is so I can support it. But it'll still be anonymous, just me and you. But and those are hard drugs. I mean, weed is in the process of low-key being legalized. And I'm not sure where, you didn't say where y'all are at, but you know, weed is you know, it's legal in certain states. So I get it. Going into the hard drugs, that's real hard time. And that's just a stress you don't need. That's running a business is enough. But y'all are gonna get tired of me saying this, but what is the root of it, cousin? What's the root of it? What does he feel intimidated by your success and he wants that same like entrepreneur lifestyle? And if that's the case, I mean, you said you saved money to invest in him. Have y'all talked about that? And something that he can do that isn't in the pharmaceuticals, like perhaps get into actual pharmaceuticals and not just the street pharmaceuticals. You know what I mean? Like something, but that is a stress and a headache that I'm not sure that you really should go for, cousin, especially if you're building your platform and you're doing everything you got to do for your business to the point that you're a full entrepreneur. I really hope that y'all can figure this out. It might be time for him to change or for y'all to part ways, because that's the thing, that the way this judicial system is set up for black men, it's no long-term success in it unless he's planning to take that money, flip it, and do something. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. Really have a real conversation with him and then be honest in listening to what he says. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Freedom. Again, this is the official Conscious Kingdom podcast. Make sure that you guys support us by sharing, like, subscribe, comment, all those things. Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your auntie, and of course, tell the rest of your cousins about your favorite black-ass cousin. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know that Cousin's Couch can be a little wild, but at times I think we just all need a safe space to vent or, just hear some unbiased opinions about some things that we have going on. So if you want to be featured on the show, or you just want to write in and get some advice, you can email us at freedompodcast@gmail.com, or you can just DM us on any of our social media pages. So at Freedom Podcast or at Conscious Kingdom. And while you're at it, click the link in the bio while you're there, because it will take you to shopconsciouskingdom.com and you can shop and see all of the new things that we have. But as we say each and every week, live life conscious. Conscious of who you are, conscious of who you want to be, conscious of the damage that you are causing to others or the positive impact that you have on others. That's one thing about these Cousins Couch letters. Woo! It be some crazy situations, but they're real situations, and it's no judgment here. But I think that, if we did take some time to go within, I think that a lot of the answers that we seek often are right within us, because we have everything that we need to succeed right here within. So, but until you reach that point, if you need your favorite cousin, I am here. And make sure that you check us out again next week for another episode. Come back around Grandmama and them house, child, so we can kick it on the couch or we can kick it with a new cousin. Either way, make sure that you are tuning in. Thank you so much. And this has been Monica Makita, your favorite black ass cousin. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.